Hey guys, and welcome to my 24-hour readathon vlog. So I'm officially starting 11 a.m. on Saturday, and I'll be trying to finish at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Our power went out at like 3 o'clock this morning, and I was never able to get back to sleep. So I'm already starting this exhausted, so excited, but we'll see how it goes. I wanted to do this, so I'm doing it. Let's talk about the books that I am going to try to read and finish today. The first one is kind of thick, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it. If I read this, I don't know, I don't know. But The Diviners by Libba Bray, it is almost 600 pages, so I might start this towards the end and see what I can do. The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the second book in the Raven Cycle series. As you can see, it's pretty short, and I got through the first one pretty quickly because it's just good fun, so that. And then The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is also fairly short. I'm also going to be reading a couple of mangas or graphic novels throughout the 24 hours just to kind of break it up and, you know, give myself some pep. I will be reading volume 1 of My Hero Academia, volume 4 and 5 of The Promised Neverland, and I will also be reading Nemoa. But I also have some cleaning to do around the house. I have to let the animals out for their daily activities, and so that means that I will be listening to audiobooks while I clean. And I'm going to finish my audiobook of Pet Sematary because I only have about 3 hours left. Should go by pretty quickly. And I think I'm gonna start another audiobook, but I'm not quite sure which one. But I pretty much have the whole house to clean, and I need to deep clean the ferret room. So it's gonna be a packed day. I bought plenty of snacks, and I will be drinking and eating lots of sugar because I am like an 8-hour-a-day sleeper. So this is gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. I will update y'all when I am further into one of these books, and I will let y'all know how it's going. 4 hours into my 24-hour readathon, so I have 20 hours left. I almost immediately fell asleep. Like, I was so exhausted from being up since 3 that I took like a 45-minute nap. So I'm probably just gonna tack that on to the end of my 24 hours. So I'm going to stay up until 11:45 rather than 11. But I am 115 pages into The Dream Thieves, which is the part of the second book in the Raven Cycle. And I don't dislike it, but I don't remember the first one being so slow. What did I rate that book? I don't remember, but I remember rating it pretty highly if I thought about continuing the series. So I don't know, but it's going pretty slow. We're 115 pages in, and nothing's really happened. It's only 430 pages, so I'm not sure. I know it's like 4 books, but what I think I'm going to do now is listen to my audiobook and get some cleaning done. I'm going to save the ferret room for when I'm feeling a little bit more tired, so probably later in the evening, because it needs to be deep clean. Like, I have to take everything out and clean their litter area and do all that. So I'm gonna wait until later for that. But right now I'm just gonna clean up around the house and then listen to my audiobook. It's now 4:30. I finished Pet Sematary, and I didn't realize that I've been trying to read this book for 3 months. Like, I started it in December, and I had the physical copy, like the physical book, and then in January I was like, at the end of January I was like, I'm just gonna pick up the audio and I'm gonna listen to it whenever I feel like it. So the last, I would say 70%, I listened to the audio, and it was okay. It was okay. It was unsettling. The ending was unsettling. I liked the ending, but it dragged. every other King novel does, so I wasn't like blown away, but it wasn't bad. But I think I'm going to go back to the Dream Thieves, and I'm getting through that pretty quickly. And then I think once I finish that, I am going to move on to a graphic novel. I did all the house cleaning that I needed to do. Later, I'm going to do the litter boxes and the ferret's room, so I will probably pick up, I'm thinking A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's by Sarah J. Maas, just because I don't really have any interest in actually reading it, like physically, but I want to know if I'm a fan or if I hate it. So I'm probably going to listen to that. I also have Ninth House on audiobook, which I've been meaning to read, but I also feel like that might be a book that I will need to read physically. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I will definitely let y'all know. Right now, I'm going to get back to Dream Thieves. So it is now 6:30, and I am on page 200 of the Dream Thieves. I think I am going to get the ferrets out, let them do their thing, deep clean their room, and listen to an audiobook. I started A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm not very far in. I started maybe 11 minutes or 10 minutes. So I'm gonna listen to that while I work. Okay, so I have the animals out now. I cleaned their room, so we're kind of just chilling. But I was going to read, was listening to Court of Thorns and Roses, and I think I got like an hour in, I think. And I was going to read Nemoa, but my tablet was dead, or it had like 12%, and I can't, my computer is too, like, I can't read on my computer, and it's too small for my eyes to do on my phone. So I am going to have to wait for my tablet to charge, and then I will read my graphic novels. So I'm gonna go back to the Dream Thieves and see how much I can get through. But like having the ferrets out is like a full-time job watching them. So I don't know if I'm eventually just gonna end up switching over back to A Court of Thorns and Roses, because it's easier to just listen to that so I can still be watching them, or what I'm gonna do. If they get to be too much, like if they're messing with stuff too much like they are right now, then I'll just do A Court of Thorns and Roses. But for right now, I'm gonna physically read. It is 10 o'clock and I just finished Nimona, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was freaking adorable. I really liked it. So I think I'm gonna go back to Raven Boys and see if I can finish it. It is 10 o'clock already, and I don't know if I'm even gonna get to the Diviners, because I'm definitely gonna finish this and then read Cruel Prince and then my other mangas. So we'll see what happens. I'm tired. Hey guys, so it is 11:30 on Sunday. Technically, my readathon was supposed to end at 11, but I fell asleep last night from 2:30 to 9:30, 2 to 9:30. So I'm just gonna extend out my readathon again and read until 7:30. I finished last night My Hero Academia Volume 1. I got a little over 20% into A Court of Thorns and Roses. I got 311 pages into Dream Thieves, and I set it down because I was just bored and I didn't feel like reading anymore. And I remember really liking the first one. I think I even gave it 4 stars, but this one was just so freaking boring that like I didn't even want to finish it. There's only like 380 pages or something, and I was at 311, and I was just like, I don't even feel like wasting my time with this anymore. So it's probably not something that I'm going to continue. There's just nothing really happening, and the ideas that were introduced, like, I don't want to be too spoilery, but the ideas that were introduced and the powers that were introduced from Ronan were really cool, but it was just done in such a boring way, and like nothing happened. Like one thing kind of big happened in the 311 pages that I read. And also Adam is so freaking annoying. Like, I think he's supposed to be this like prideful puppy dog guy that you want to feel bad for because he was raised in an abusive household and all that stuff, and an annoying character that has a chip on his shoulder that everybody wants to love, but he won't accept love from anybody, and it's not cute. I don't like it. It's annoying. So I'm just tired of it. But I think now I'm gonna read Cruel Prince. I'm also going to try to get through Promised Neverland volumes 4 and 5, and hopefully finish A Court of Thorns and Roses. I got about 9.5 hours in, and there's I think it's 16 hours. But hopefully I'll be able to finish it today because the ferrets are out, and I don't really like physically reading, like I said, with them out. So I'll probably just put my audiobook in and see what I can knock out. It's okay. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. I think there's a couple things about it that I'm like kind of not digging. Like Tamlin, he is like this cursed, it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And he has a beast side, but also like he's wearing a mask. It's like, why? I get the Beauty and the Beast, but why the mask? Because like we know he has the beast side, so I don't quite get the mask. And Feyre is just kind of like, she spent the whole time upset and wanting to go back to her home to make sure that her family's okay, but like they've told her like 1,000 times that they're taking care of her family. Like, honestly, this is like the dream scenario. She killed a fairy, and then she gets like not slaughtered like she's supposed to. She gets to go live in like a palace and do whatever she wants. So I don't know, it just feels very annoying, and I feel like we could have had a better conflict keeping the two, Tamlin and her, away from each other than that. Like, I'm not quite sure why that was the internal struggle that's like keeping our couple apart, because it doesn't really make sense, you know? But I'm gonna read Cruel Prince, Promised Neverland, and Court of Thorns and Roses. So I'll update y'all in a little bit. It is now 3 o'clock. I am 105 pages into The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and I am really liking it. I really like our main character, Dude. In YA fantasy, it's really hard to find like a female character that is just genuinely strong and not whiny, and I think Jude is like a good character. She was taken from the human world to the fairy world by the guy that murdered her family, her parents, and her 2 sisters were taken to live there. One of her sisters is a fairy and one of them isn't, and she's not either. And the sister that is a fairy wants to go back to the human world, and she doesn't. Like, she wants to be in fairy, she wants to be a knight, like she wants all of that. And I think that is like a really interesting take, because more often than not, what we see is a character that was taken out of their world that spends the whole book crying about how they want to get back to their realm. So I'm really liking it. I also got to like 7 hours left of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm just like, it's okay. I'm not really loving it. It's alright. It's like nothing mind-blowing. Alright guys, it is 7 o'clock and I have finished Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, but I might bump it up to a 5 out of 5. But right now it's a 4 out of 5. I really liked it. I'm definitely excited to pick up the second book in the series. But it is now 7, so that is the conclusion of my 24-hour readathon vlog. I'm gonna put all of my stats right here. So the books that I read and the pages that I read. And if you made it all the way to the end, bless you, because this is probably boring. But I had fun, I guess. It was interesting. But thanks for watching, and if you liked this, make sure you like it, comment anything you want down below. If you want to see more of my content, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.